Okay, so let's close the door and start. Well, hello and welcome to the English module. Can you follow me? Or yes? Do you think so? Okay. So today is going to be the first day. You've got classes. Normally, you've got classes with Pedro the majority of the time, okay? Because the module with him has more hours than the English module. So anyway, we have. Do you have your timetable? Do you have the timetable? It has to change a little bit because I will need more hours. Because I mean, in the timetable there's very little English, so I will need a little bit more. So sometimes I have to speak to Pedro because we need to make some changes. But we will not interfere with you anyway because it's like you've got class from 6 to 10. So it's going to be normally 4 hours with Pedro and some days 2 hours with Pedro and 2 hours with me like today. Okay? So first of all, I would like you to introduce yourselves and then I can explain the platform a little bit and how the model will be, exams, activities to complete, etc. etc. Okay? Would you like to start? Yes, so you can say your name. You can also say if you study, I mean, apart from studying, if you work, if you have studied English before, what your level of English do you think it is?
My name is Manuel. I'm from Lanzarote.
You're from Lanzarote?
Yes, I studied English before.
Yes.
Because I have a mother and sister teachers.
Who are teachers of English?
But my English is regular, but I can...
What doesn't matter.
But I can try.
You can try your best. I can try my best, okay? Which is like I'm going to do as much as possible. Be careful with the word regular in English. Regular, because you say my English is regular. You know anything on regular?
Horrible.
Horrible. Look, regular is not regular, like negative. No. Regular, for example, when you go to a petrol station for petrol for your car, you have regular gas or unleaded gas, regular gas. Or for example, do you normally drink Pepsi or Cola or whatever? What type of Pepsi? Zero or like Cola? Coke Zero? Coke Diet? Or Coke Regular? Regular is normal. Regular does not mean negative. Regular is normal. So for example, or you go to McDonald's or whatever, and you say, well, or you want to a coffee shop, regular coffee, no que café gracias. It's like normal coffee. Or you say regular fries or regular hamburger or large. So regular is normal. Normal. Very good. Something else? So where have you studied English before? Where?
In Lanzarote, in high school.
In
the high school.
High school, secondary school.
Yes.
Secondary school. Perfect. Yosan?
Hello, my name is Eva.
Eva? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Okay.
I live in Santa Fe.
Yes.
And I have studied English since
Since
15
about
years.
okay. I haven't studied English for 15 years. For about 15 years. Very good. But where did you study? Where? Why did you study English 50 years ago?
In high school.
High school. High school. Secondary school. Very good. And do you study? Do you work and study, or do you study? I mean, you study the program, but do you work as well? Do you work? Do you have a job now?
Yes.
Yes. What's your area?
In restaurant.
In a restaurant. Okay. Do you work?
No, I'm
No?
not studying.
You're a student. You're a student. Okay. And you're a working student.
Yes.
Working student. Working student. Estudiante, trabajador at the same time. Good. Thank you very much for your introduction.
The name is Mingo.
Sorry?
Mingo.
Mingo.
It's Mingo. Domingo.
Mingo.
Sunday.
Okay, so Sunday. Sunday.
Y sinceramente en inglés lo tengo oxidado. Lo tengo oxidado porque hace años y años que no lo toco.
But where did you study for the last time? Secondary school? Secondary school.
Sí, yo un año estuve en Grecia, no, un año y 3 meses,
3 months in Greece.
pero se me quedó lo
But did you speak English in Greece? You didn't speak Greek. Can you speak Greek? Do you know how to speak Greek?
griego.
Yes. Do you know how to speak it? Do you know?
También lo tengo oxidado, pero sabía un montón de palabras, pues se me voy a...
Yeah. We have to survive, just like survival. Okay. And do you work, or are you a student, or are you a working student? Working student. Thank you. Nice to meet you. So,
My name is Maui.
sorry,
Maui.
Mauri,
I live in Kenya.
Eugenio.
I was delineante.
Have you studied English before? Many years ago. It's like a lot.
20 years.
20 years, really? 20 years ago. But so in this period of 20 years, have you had not any contact with English? Not at all. Not even TV or. You know that today we have an advantage, which is that on TV, well, we all have digital TV. I'm not speaking about satellite, like pay, not free television. So imagine that you want to watch a movie, or you see The Big Bang Theory, or Friends, or Castle, or Blue Black, or whatever, one of these series TV programs. You can change the language into English and listen to English, and you can activate the subtitles as well and practice. I mean, the listening at least with that. Okay? So it's an advantage really. In the past, if you wanted to practice English, you had to travel or go to the library, borrow tapes, videos in English. Today, with the internet, with the TV, lots of opportunities. Okay. And finally,
My name is Jose.
Jose, nice to meet you.
I live in Telde.
Yes.
I work
Okay. How do you say delineante? Well, I'm going to show you something. I don't know if you know. Okay. This is a very useful tool. Word reference.
Yes.
Do you normally use this? It's very, very good. So, for example, you say delineante, whatever. Okay. Draftsman. Draftsman. This is a very, very good free online dictionary, multilingual. It's not only English and Spanish. It's English, French, Italian, a lot of languages. And here you can change, for example, English, Spanish, or even like English, like English definition. So you say, well, that's the English definition here. A person who practices or is qualified in mechanical drawing. So you have the definition of a draftsman, or even synonyms, maybe not definition, but other, well, draftsman is a very technical word, so it's very difficult to find, but more or less you have architect, creator, similar vocabulary, similar. That website is great, I mean, well, for working and much better than Google Translate that we many times use as a quick instrument, but this is more sophisticated. Okay, well, my name, you know my name, which is because it's here. Let me show you the platform a little bit. My name is Alan Martin, okay? And I'm going to be the tutor, okay, of this course. Have you had a look? Have you had a chance, an opportunity to look at the platform?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now there's only. I mean, everything is closed. Only Unit 1 is open. Well, here I've got everything, but I'm like it's not disclosed. So in here, I mean, we are going to study 6 units in total, 6 blocks, from easy to more difficult communication. Okay. So the first unit is introduction and greeting. It's like a review of the basic points in English, like numbers, or even the alphabet, or how to say, I mean, how to say hello, how to say, like typical socializing expressions. For example, if I say, okay, it's my birthday, what do you say to me? Happy birthday. Many happy returns, for example. Many happy returns. Or if I say, well, I'm getting married, or I'm going to have a baby. Congratulations, okay? So these typical expressions, like take care, congratulations, or you go to a bar and you praise your cheers, okay? Or enjoy your meal, like in the restaurant, like bon appetit, which you can also say bon appetit in English. It's French, but it's like international. So this is Unit 1. So what you have to do, I mean, for at home to practice like yourself, is you have the platform is in English, but it has the same format as the rest of the platforms, the courses, manual, actividades, etc., but in English. So we have the booklet. Sorry. This is the don't know what's happening. Well, again, now. So that's the booklet. This is like the material. Look, meeting people, greetings, introduction, socializing, spelling words, business cards, telephone numbers. So this is the material. For example, when you say like so-so, what is the meaning of so-so? So-so. So-so, okay. So if I say something like, well, how's it going? What's up, man? You say so-so. So this is like the typical greetings in English. Here you have everything explained. So for example, the titles in English, marital status, And then, like, for example, when it's Christmas, you say Happy Christmas. In a restaurant, you say enjoy your meal, bon appetit. You have to read all this information, okay? This is the material you have to study, like, and of course, if you have questions, tell me, okay? But here in class, it's going to be more practical, okay? So we are going to do activities. This is like the theory that you can read, also because there is a lot of time, so it's very easy to read. And so this is what you have to read and study, and then if you have questions, you can write me through the platform, or you can come to class and ask me here. But we're going to work on the activities really. So, so this is here. For example, emails. Do you know how to say your email? Do you have email?
Right?
Okay, yes.
At hotmail.com.
Okay, so that's J
JN
J M
DOOL
D O
EDODELEON
at, which is the symbol, at
hotmail.com.
hotmail.com or .com, which is American pronunciation. Okay, you can say dot or that. A that is American. Like, do you have email, Eva?
Yes.
Yes. Can you spell your email? At HOT. Dot. Point is for mathematics. You say 3.5. 3.5 meters or 2.5 euro or like kilos or whatever. Dot. 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 Yes. Like here. .com. Normally, for example, the difficult part is your name, really. So you have to say SARRA, etc., etc. But then you can easily say at hotmail.com because everybody knows Hotmail. You don't really need to say HOTMA because Hotmail is Hotmail. Gmail is Gmail. Yahoo is Yahoo. You know what I mean? So the difficult part is the first part of the email, like, I don't know, like, because it's your name, it's really your name, that's what you have to spell. Okay, so here you have business cards, for example, with typical emails, numbers, that, for example, I mean, in your area, you have to operate with numbers quite a lot, really. I mean, much more than me in my area. So, for example, do you know how to? I mean, how do you say the number 0 in English? The number 0.
0 in America.
0 is American. It's American English. O is in British English. O. So this is the type of thing that you can find in here. Okay. So 0, O. When it's a competition in sports, for example, you say Manchester 2, Chelsea 1. Okay, 2-1. But if it's 2,
2 or 1.
it's not O.
0.
It's not 0. It's nil. Nil. N-I-L. Nil. Nil. And all of this is here. Okay. So O, 0, nil, naught as well. So this is what you have to read. Okay. And then, for example, when you deal with large quantities of For example, let me just show you one. And could we, well, that's very, let me just open one, but for example, imagine that you work with numbers and you say, okay, this number, what's this number in English?
1,000 or 1,000.
1,000 or 1,000. 1,000. Then we have, or this one, 100 or 100. Good. But for example, what about this one? Two hundred. Hundred or hundreds? So that's very important. So for example, you say that's 100. 100. Okay. So let me just use. If you don't, is there no? There's nobody really here. So this is 100. Then if you have this number, that's 200. Okay? But it's not hundreds. There's no plural. Now, for example, think of yes, this number.
1 million or a million.
That's 1 million or a million. 1 million. And if you write this, okay.
2 million. Millions.
Million or millions?
Millions.
Millions. So you say 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000, 1 million, 2 million. This is a very typical mistake sometimes because it's like we think in Spanish and we say millions. No, it's not millions. English is very systematic. It's very consistent with numbers, really. 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, doesn't matter. But now, for example, could we ever say millions? Well, that's very big, but can we say millions at some point? Well, that's horrible. Millions. Can we say millions? Or is that incorrect? It is correct in some cases. For example, imagine I say okay, this, you have one number. Remember that in English it's like the other way around. So the comma is thousands. So this is thousand and this is million. And it's like the comma is the point and the point is the comma. So it's like when you use a calculator, you press the point and that's decimal points. So that's not decimal, it's thousand and million. So for example, you might just say, well, this is a mystery. What's that? So for example, the website has received a lot of visitors. And you say, how many? And you have this. Millions. How many? You don't know. So when it's like something abstract, it's not exact. If you don't have a number here, then you can say millions. Millions. Millions of, okay? Millions of people, millions of visitors. Or like this. How many members are there in your family? Do you have a large family? How many members are in your family? And you say, well, maybe 100, maybe 200, maybe 300, I'm not sure. Hundreds in the plural. So you can say 100, 1,000, a million, billion, trillion, quadrillion in the plural when it's when there's like an interrogative, we don't know how many. And normally we say of, okay? Hundreds of people. Shakira has sold millions of records. Millions of records. Okay? So all of this, I'm just explaining a couple of things, okay, from the material. But this is what you can study in here, in this kind of PDF. The mathematical operations like plus, minus, divided, multiply, the time. Do you know how to say the time in English? What's the time now?
Now it's 7.
Really?
It's 20.
It's later.
It's 20.
That's very technical. You say 2020.
For
It's
example,
8.
it's
40.
it's quarter past 11.
There are two methods, okay, for saying 20 to 8, 20 to 9. 20 to 9. Because, so you always have to remember, if you read the date, sorry, the time. So that's the time now, or this if you like, okay? So there are two directions. You can read that way or that way. So if you go this way, you just read 8:40. If you go this way, then you have to say not 40. You don't say 40 past. No, you say 22 and then plus 1. Okay. So it's like here, you have to remember like plus 1, 20 to 9, 20 to 9. So for example, if you have this clock in here, so this is o'clock, this is, imagine you say this is 8 o'clock, and this is, how do you say it in English? Can you remember? Really? Look, this is o'clock, this is quarter past, this is half past, this is quarter to. But what about the middle? This one in the middle. 5 past something. 5 past 8. 5 past 8. 10 past 8. Quarter past 8. 20 past 8. 25 past 8. You don't say 30, we say half. Half past 8. 2. And now we change, not past, we say 2. 25 2, 22, 42, 10 2, 5 2. Because in English, if the hour is clear, imagine you say, well, what's the time now? You see it's night. So you know that it's like very close to 9 o'clock. So you could say, what's the time? It's quarter to. You don't need to say it's 8:45. No, we know it's night, but it's 8:45. Like when we say, ¿a qué hora es? -20. No, no falta. Sometimes it's not necessary. In English, you can say the same thing. For example, when you say, oh, the class is at 8, but we have the break before, so we start at 5 past. La clase es a las 8, pero bueno, como está el descanso, empezamos a 5. It's not necessary to say a las 8:05. No, you said 8 before, so you don't need to repeat. All of that is here, okay? And then, like the days of the week, and like you should know, like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, that's obvious. And prepositions. And then the date. Do you know how to say the date in English? What's the date? What's the date today? Today is Tuesday. So, no, it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday.
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 25.
One little thing. In English, you don't say 25. You have to say the 25th. Ordinal, not cardinal. Ordinal number. For example, you say, like, do you know the name of that street there? This is Bravo Murillo. And then there, Primero de Mayo. So that's what you have to remember for English. First, second, third. In English, you have to say el primero, el segundo de mayo, el tercero de mayo, el cuarto. Like ordinal, not cardinal. So today is the 25th of
2014.
and the month. Today is the 24th. So we have the 24th, and then September. Well, you have to write with really capital letters, okay? September, and then 2014. That is like the abbreviation, but when you say it aloud, you have to read it with full words. Sorry, it's not the 24th, it's the 25th. It's the 25th of September 2014. Have you studied this before? ¿Te acuerdas más o menos? Yes, really good. Kind of. Okay. Good. So what we are going to do, this is the material then, and this is the bibliography. So there are 6 units. These are the criterios de calificación are here. Criterios de evaluación. So this is the breakdown of the evaluation. The breakdown. El desglose. We have exams, 3 exams. Do you have exams with Pedro?
Yes.
Did you have exams with Emil? Yes. How many? Well, you have 3, really. 1 each month. So we will have 1 exam in October, 1 exam in November, and then the final exam in December. Look, it's the same system for all courses. Es el mismo método para todos. I mean, can you follow me if I speak in English, or would you prefer me to explain this in Spanish? Or ¿quieres que lo diga en español? Para que quede claro, o no? No. It's here, okay? It's here. Anyway, I wrote, look.
Una cosita así, el examen, después del primero, el tercero se
Tienes la oportunidad en el último recuperar.
o las otras.
Que no es recuperar realmente, because the official exam is the last one. The official exam is the final exam. Ese es el oficial. Los otros son como parciales para ir quitándote temas. Entonces, no es que ya se suspende, recupera, no. Si suspende, pues esa materia sigue ahí y la tendrás que hacer en el examen final. Anyway, if you look at the forum, here there is the photo, there's the photo the present introduction, okay? So here there was like a kind of hello message from me. And you have all the information here in Spanish, okay? Just for clarification, the units, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, like introductions and greetings. Unit 2, talking about the company. Unit 3, commercial transactions, English for traveling, telephone English, how to speak English on the telephone, how to write letters in English. Exams, you have the exams. The platform, manual, booklet, videos, the forum, and so you've got all the information is here in Spanish. So there is the first exam. They have different percentages because of the organization of the courses. Because the first exam only includes unit 1. So it's very little material, okay? The second exam includes 3 units, and the final exam includes 3 units, third parts. So that's why you have like different percentages. Sorry, yes. Well, so it's kind of more difficult. Then you have activities in the platform. What type of activities? There will be 2 types of activities. Like submission activities and questionnaires. Questionnaires are for self-evaluation. So you say, well, I'm going to study unit 1, and now I want to check if I've learned it correctly or not. You do the evaluation. But it's like an activity that I will take into consideration for the final grade. You know what I mean? So it has a double function. It's for self-evaluation, it's for your evaluation, but also for my evaluation. You know what I mean? O sea, que la hacen para hacer. So that's para hacer autoevaluarse, pero la nota yo la considero como parte de evaluación también. Así que, en fin. Then, you have 2 attempts. You have 2 goals. You can try twice. 2 opportunities. I will take the opportunity with the maximum grade for my evaluation. So it's up to you. It's like a tool, an instrument for studying. Es como un material un poco para practicar. Tienes 2 intentos. Yo voy a evaluar el mayor. Siempre, que saque mejor nota. Con lo cual puedes decir, bueno, pues yo uno lo hago como de prueba para ver si me lo sé bien, y el otro lo hago ya planteándomelo como que es una actividad que la tengo que entregar. Al final da igual, que va a ser el que más nota. Understood? Yes. So in each unit, there is 1 questionnaire. So you see that here, let's put it bigger. Well, you don't have it here, but let me just open it for you. Yes, here. Don't worry about, this is just because I'm the teacher, so I have a lot of things, of symbols, and but you can only see what is in blue here. Ustedes solo ven lo que está en azul. The gray areas are like secrets for you now. So what you have is the booklet. This is the theory. Videos with some lessons, okay? So they are about the same topic. So it's a short video, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, with some of the important information. Not everything, the important areas. The forum, if you want to ask a question or if you want to, exchange opinions between yourselves, I can contribute. Links, for example, this is the online dictionary. Online dictionary. So you can click on the online dictionary and it refers to, as I've just said before, a good online dictionary. What reference? So it's a link that I consider useful that you can use. Good. And then what else? What we have is activities and evaluation, self-evaluation. What's that? Okay, here. So, links. Activities. Now that's the important thing. So, in activities, there are like 2 things. The activities for class, they are here. So, this is the activities that we are going to do here today, 25th of September. If I can switch on the air conditioner, if you, yes. Sorry. Feel free, So these are activities for class. For example, if you open the folder, you have a document that you, then after, in the second part of the class, we can open the file and we do the activities here on the computer, okay, with me. There are some listenings. So these are the MP3 of the listenings. For here, or if you want to practice at home, you also have the tracks here. Then, so these activities are only for class, for the tutorials here. You don't need to, it's not homework. It's not the activity that you have to give in. The activities that you have to submit are 2 types. Self-evaluation, and this one which say Cambridge. Cambridge. Have you ever heard about Cambridge exams? No? Cambridge certificates? The best, first, yes. The suena, okay. So here, as part of the module, it's not. What level do you think that you have in English? Have you ever heard about el B1, el A2? ¿Le suena esa nomenclatura? Tengo una 1, tengo un B1 en inglés, tengo una 2. Like A, there are 3 levels: A, B, and C. A is like basic, B is intermediate, C is advanced. And then you have A1, A2. So A1 is beginner, A2 is basic, B1 and B2 is like, okay, B1 is intermediate, and B2 is equivalent to first certificate. At first, and then C1 and C2 is advanced, expert. So here, in this level, in this course, I have included some activities which are for pets, like intermediate level. They are not basic, but they are not advanced. They are like in the middle, pet, which is called, in Cambridge, they call pet. So this is a reading. If you open it, it's an online activity that you have to do. This is homework. You don't do this here, okay? It's like the activity that you have to do as part of the platform. I'm gonna show you an example. So for example, 7 people have plans for the next few days. Which weather forecast? Do you know the meaning of weather? The weather forecast? No? What is the weather? Yes, okay. The forecast is the prediction. When you see TV and you see the weather forecast, is what they think that it's going to be sunny, it's going to rain. So for example, I mean, this is all vocabulary that in this area of solar energy and efficiency, you have to know more or less about this vocabulary, okay? So for example, here you have people, for example, I hear now is the best time to see shooting star at night. He oído que ahora es el mejor momento para ver las estrellas disparándose, brillando por la noche. I'm getting a lot of wishes ready to make them all come true. So, what type of weather? If you want to see the stars, what type of weather do we need? You have to join one with this, okay? So, you read all this, and then, well, you say person 4 is F, person 2 is C, and you choose the correct answer, okay? I'm just doing it like random. And then you say, I mean, are you familiar with this? I'm sure that with ID, yes, you've done lots of things like this, questionnaires. So you say, let me see, a ver qué notas hay. Like random. Enviar. Very few, okay. 29%, because I've just done it like not conscious way. So this is one of the activities that you have to send. I mean, you don't really have to send it to me. It's there, you send it to the platform, and automatically it gives you the mark. Because it's been like published in such a way. It has the logics. So that is like because the thing is, okay, I'm interested in the fact that you learn really more than the official program of English, because it's like, okay, it's better to take, it's good to have the opportunity. I don't know if you have heard of B1, for example, B1, people studying at university need a B1. Did you know that? A los que estudian en la universidad, ya no dan títulos, sino demuestran un B1, ¿sí? No de inglés, que sea. Ya no vale o un trabajo, lo que sea, y es súper importante que tengas el nivel de inglés certificado. So this is like to help you if you, for example, if you want to register for the official School of Languages, or if you want to register for the Cambridge examination, this is some material that can help you, okay? So it's like a complement to the classes that we do here. So I'm going to consider it also like for the evaluation. It's not, you don't have to study this for the exam. You know what I mean? So what you have to study is the units. This is something extra, like an extra activity that is part of the evaluation, but it's not in the exam. ¿Lo entienden o no? Lo que son contenidos de examen es lo que aparece en la 1, el manual, el cuestionario, que ahora lo vamos a ver. For example, this, okay? Unit 1 questionnaire. Imagine you say, well, ¿cómo se dice? Well, some are in English, others are in Spanish, but, por ejemplo, ¿cómo se dice el 0 cuando tenemos que decir, por ejemplo, son las 10:09? 10:09 o 10:09? So you click 10:09. So this is what you have to do. Okay? Or imagine you say, ¿cómo saludamos a nuestros compañeros a la entrada de una cena de trabajo en un restaurante? Good night, good evening, or good afternoon. Vas a cenar, sales del día ahora. Y te encuentras con tus amigos en la puerta. Ahí vas saludando a todos. Buenas noches. Good evening. Because good night is only when you say goodbye. If you want to say hello, you have to say good evening. If you want to say goodbye, you have to combine it with good night. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So this is the type of thing, or you say, well, Mr. O'Connor, single, married, or married or single. For example, you say Mrs. Evans, single, married, or with another.
Single.
Mrs. Married. Miss Allen, single. Mr. O'Connor, married or single. Because when you speak about a man and you say Mr., it can be married or single. Or you say, for example, this. How do you read this letter in English? This letter? U. So we have Q, B, T, C, R, U. We have to combine the letter U with U. Then R with R. B with B. Q with the word Q, which is a normal. Do you know the meaning of Q?
No.
La cola, in the theater or in the cinema. So Q. C like what? Like sea or the sea. The Mediterranean Sea or like what? And T like the drink, like coffee or tea. So this is part of the, in the exam, you can have the questions, not the same questions, different questions, but about the same idea. Okay. For example, ¿cuál es la estructura que es incorrecta y no serviría para presentar a alguien? This is Joseph Grady. I like you to meet Joseph Grady. I present you to Joseph Grady. So you have to decide one and select it. Okay. So this is also something that you have to do at home. So in class, the activities that we have, the document, the listening, etc. And then at home, the questionnaires and the other Cambridge, the ones which say Cambridge, las que pongan Cambridge, que se llama also Cambridge, porque equivale al nivel de Cambridge, por identificar de alguna forma. Entonces, estos cuestionarios sí son, digamos, relacionados con la unidad, con la parte teórica. Lo que pone Cambridge puede estar relacionado o puede que no, pero es más como preparación para que se vayan como entrenando para adquirir pues, un nivel B1 en inglés. Entrenando con el vocabulario que es el básico del B1. que se llama también, before I said basic, intermediate, and advanced. It's also called basic, independent, and competent. Independent is like, okay, I'm independent in English. El B1 te permite ser como un poco autónomo, no quedarte bloqueado. Ay, ¿cómo se dice la gramática? ¿Qué es el past simple, present perfect, el primer condicional? El B1 es lo que te da un poco de, como de soltura, con fallo, pero lo suelto. Entonces esas es las actividades que pongan Cambridge. Esas son las que tienen que, the ones that you have to do. Okay. So is this clear, or? So you have the same structure with all the units. Class exercises, we are going to do here now. These are all, I will put the answer key as well, so we do the activity here, but then imagine that we don't have time here in class to complete everything. Don't worry, you can finish at home, and then I give you the answers, like the solution. So, and then the Cambridge, so this is for class. This is obligatory as homework, and this is obligatory as homework as well. But this is directly connected with the material, and this is more indirect. So when you study for the exam, you don't need to study these parts. ¿Lo entienden? De cara al examen, yo no les voy a preguntar nada de aquí, de esas actividades, que pueden ser de weather, esas actividades son simplemente más que como complemento para, a lo mejor para no limitarnos, because the module is 3 months really, it's very short. In other places, if you study this in a public place, the module is the whole year. So it's a kind of complement. You can do it at home. It's something that you can do in a relaxed way. You can have a dictionary, you can have internet, you can, it may, for example, sometimes it will be a listening. It's a listening that you can do at home. You can listen to it, 3 times, 4 times, the times that you need. So it's not like an exam that we have to do here. The exam is more related to this, okay? El examen va a ser más como tipo test, realmente, como casi siempre han tenido en todos los módulos. Esos de Cambridge son como también tipo test, porque los de Cambridge lo ponen así, pero no es materia que yo les voy a pedir para que se sepan el vocabulario, sino simplemente más, voy a pedir que se hagan, ¿eh? But that's it. Any questions? What's the time now?
Is
Don't trust the computer because this is not the correct time, really. It's later. So it's not 9, it's later.
it's like
What's the time?
is 11 past 9.
11 minutes past 9. Okay. Well, in English, look, when you say the time, remember the clock that we saw. Normally we say 5 past 10. So we count like 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. We normally just, sometimes like, imagine you say, like this. Let me just write it here better. So normally in English, what we do is this, well, in English and in Spanish as well. So we give the time like in this way, 5 minutes, like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So this is 9:05. Well, you can read it like this way or this way. If you read it this way, it's 9:05. If you read it this way, 9:05. You have to say O in the middle. This is 9:10 or 9:10. So we say past, etc. And how do we read this? You can say, like in a technical, for example, at the airport or at the train station, in military communications, you can say, well, it's 9:11. Well, this in English we are 9:11. So that's just a coincidence. 9:11, but if you read it this way, you have to say it's 11 minutes past 9. So if it's not a number in 5 or 0, you have to say minutes or minutes if it's 1 minute. For example, you say son las 1:01. It's 1 minute past 1. It is not correct to say 1:01. No. 1 minute past 9. ¿Lo sabía? Now the new like I'm just saying you so because sometimes a veces que no enseña mal o enseña las cosas así incompletas. Anyway. Okay, so honestly, are there any questions or something? No? Preguntas? Are you comfortable or are you panicking?
No.
So are you okay? Bien. ¿O les ha impactado? Okay. ¿Cómo?
Ya hace años que no recuerda eso. No es más difícil.
I mean, you have to try to. I mean, maybe not for my course, but for your life. I mean, for your professional life, for your personal life, for traveling or whatever. You should try, as when you went to Greece, you should try to be more like in contact with English TV, the news. When you go to the south, when you, I don't know, there are so many possibilities really. Well, by the way, so I assume that you normally, well, the class is being recorded, so if you want to repeat and listen to the class again, it's going to be there, okay? Not immediately, but after a time. And there are no online students, so you're coming here like better. Okay, so now, do you have your passwords for the computers? Yes? Do you have a password? Well, for the computer it's easy, because that's for I mean, not for the computers, but for your platform, for your courses. The user, no el usuario del ordenador que está, sino el usuario que cada uno tiene del ciclo. By the way, do you know how to say what you're doing in English? How do you say ciclo formativo? You don't know. Formative is not a word in English. Cycle as well. Okay, cycle is like a circle or. Ciclo formativo is something like very Spanish, but in English it's much easier. When you say formation, formation does not mean education. Formation means like, for example, the formation of, the formation of, when you speak about a natural process, the formation of mountains, the formation of rivers, like the creation. You know what I mean? Like in a very morphological way. Or the formation of words, formación de palabras in English, that's formation. When you speak about education in English, what you say is training. Training. It's not only training in sports, like you have training, football training or basketball training, no, that's training, like education, school, etc. So, in English, when you say formación profesional, or you can say something like training, okay, like professional training. Professional training is okay, but there's a better word, which is, in English, vocational training or vocational program. That's the best, sorry, this is in Spanish, so that's why you have the. What you're doing means a vocational program, a professional course. That's the, because professional courses are like very connected with the job, with practice. So it's like very vocational. It's your vocation, it's your motivation. It's not like, okay, you go to secondary school because you have to learn maths and physics and chemistry and biology. You have to learn a lot of different things. Now, in a vocational program, you study what you want to study, like very specific, very technical. You know what I mean? Que no significa que a lo mejor el que estudia en la universidad tiene una vocación, ¿no? El inglés es vocational, a vocational course, a vocational program, vocational training is general, like formación profesional. Un ciclo formativo, ¿no? Entonces sería vocational course. And what is the name of the title of your program? What year are you in? What year? What year? Well, that's like the calendar year. But what year in your program are you? Well, how many years does it have?
3 years.
Because it's blended learning, it's like online year, it's 3 years. And what year are you in now?
2004,
But that's the calendar. That's the calendar year, 2014. You are in year 2. Year 2, in the second year of the program. Is that right? Está en segundo. Okay, second year, year 2. In English, you don't say course. En primer curso, segundo curso. No, that's not course. Course, this is the course. The English course. The course with Pedro. The course, the module. In English, course means, well, module or program, but it doesn't mean year. For example, you say, el año académico, el curso académico. It's not the academic course, it's the academic year. Estoy en quinto curso de la escuela de idiomas. I'm in the fifth year, the fifth year, not the fifth course. Course is something different. So what is the name of your program? In English? It has a very sophisticated name, really.
English word reference.
Yes, you can use it. You can use it. So the name in Spanish is eficiencia energética, okay, y energía solar térmica. So eficiencia energética, energy, not energetic, okay, because energetic means something like when you speak about a person, you say, I'm very energetic. So energetic is like I'm very enthusiastic. In English, it's energy. Let me sit down. Energy, efficiency, and then thermal, that's thermica. Solar, you can say energy, solar, okay? And thermal, solar energy. Okay, you could also say sun if you want, okay? Sun energy, but if to make it more like professional, you can say energy efficiency and thermal solar energy. Energía solar thermal, térmica. Okay. So do you study things related to the weather and climate? Do you study material about the weather? Have you studied weather, climate, and yes? Sorry?
20 years ago.
20 years ago, okay. So you have the opportunity to refresh, okay, your knowledge. Okay, very good. So now, then as I was saying, let's go to the platform and let us open this folder with class exercises. You can open the document. And these are the exercises that we are going to spot. I just one question. Do you normally take a break in the middle? Well, today there's no really break. We can finish earlier, okay? But do you normally take a break when you have 2 hours? When you have 4 hours, for example, last week, do you have breaks, one break in the middle?
Yes.
And that's it. So 2 hours, one break, and 2 hours.
Yes.
You don't have 1 hour a break, 1 hour a break, 1 hour a break. Okay, good. So because I didn't know, maybe I thought, well, maybe I'm just very hard. So, okay, so well, here we have some activities, but let us do the listening. I want to do a couple of listenings here. Okay, yeah. So, for example, let us do this little activity first, and then we can do an example of a listening. So here we have 2 columns, and we have to join the columns. This is like basic knowledge of English. So for example, if I said nice to meet you, what would you reply in English? From these options, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. And if I say pleased to meet you, please, it's not there. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you too. If I say how do you do? If I say how are you? How are you?
Fine.
Fine, thank you. I'm very well, thank you. But if I say, how do you do? You have to say, how do you do? How do, it's like, nice to meet you, nice to meet you, pleased to meet you, pleased to meet you. How do you do? How do you do? So one thing is, how do you do? Another thing is, how are you? How do you do is like part of the protocol. It's like, I say, how do you do? You say, how do you do to me? Get up, that's it. It's not a real question. It's not a real question. So for example here, nice to meet you too. If I say, hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Fine, thanks, and you? Are you Mr. Jackson?
Yes, I have.
Yes, I am. Where do you live? I live on Oxford Street. And finally, how do you do? How do you? Okay? This is basic, so yeah. This is only for class. You don't have to send this to me through the platform. It's only for class. Solo es para la clase. Pero claro, como hoy hay poco tiempo, que era el primer día, no da tiempo a hacer todo. So what I will do is, here you have a lot of activities, and then I will publish the answer key as well. O sea, yo pongo esas actividades de clase, pero yo siempre voy a poner después como el solucionario, para que lo que no dé tiempo en clase, pues si ustedes lo hacen, puedan mirar la respuesta. Pero no es obligatorio que me las entreguen. Lo que es obligatorio son las otras.
¿Cuáles las de los cuestionarios?
Las que son cuestionarios que, bueno, que no he puesto plazos todavía, pero bueno, ya lo iré poniendo y
Las actividades de la línea 1.
Sí, la actividad de la autoevaluación.
La autoevaluación que
la autoevaluación y la que está arriba que pone Cambridge, ¿vale? Cambridge. Esas son las obligatorias que hay que entregar por la plataforma, que se hacen online mientras están conectados, ¿vale? Y sale la nota automática. Estas son actividades preparadas para la clase
y para el examen.
y para el examen para practicar. Entonces, yo, claro, en clase no siempre va a dar tiempo a hacer todo, depende un poco de cómo mañana. Yes, the bathroom is just like at the corridor. I mean, just turn right and the gents and the ladies. So, now, for example, I want to concentrate on the listening. Entonces, aquí, pues, a veces dará tiempo de hacer, siempre hay más de las que vamos a hacer, yo las pongo para que practiquen. Entonces, después ya cada uno las puede hacer y yo pongo las soluciones no mañana, sino cuando pase un poco, para darle un poco de tiempo, para que no hagan un trámite. Estas son las que vamos a ir haciendo, pero bueno, yo iré haciendo como una selección. A lo mejor les digo, vamos a hacer ahora las 5 y ahora las 4, ya. Las que no dé tiempo, pues ya les digo, las pueden hacer a modo de práctica y después cotejarlo con las respuestas. Pero no es que sea cosas que me haya que entregar, me tengan que entregar. It's just that. Okay, so what I want to do is this listening here, okay? This listening, it's here, okay? So you have to complete the blanks with what? You can do it there on the computer, okay? Well, that's like very low.
How are you?
How are you?
Very well, thank you. So, how's business?
Oh, okay. I'm very busy at the moment.
Don't worry about it, because I'm gonna put it like.
See you soon.
Yes. See you.
Unit 1, page 8, exercise 3.
Teresa, good to see you again. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So, how's business?
Oh, okay. I'm very busy at the moment.
Good to hear it. Anyway, see you soon.
Yes. See you.
Okay, we repeat.
Unit 1, page 8, exercise 3.
Teresa, good to see you again. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So, how's business?
Oh, okay. I'm very busy at the moment.
Good to hear it. Anyway, see you soon.
Yes. See you.
Okay, did you get the words? Yes? Or do you like to listen to it again? Is that okay? Okay, so I will stop after each blank, and then
Unit 1, page 8, exercise 3.
Teresa, good to see you again. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Okay, so what did I do here? Teresa,
Good to see you.
good to see you again. Okay, so in English you can say, for example, it's like nice to meet you, nice to see you, good to see you. So good is like nice here. Good to see you again. How are you? And then you say fine, thank you. And the reply, she says, how are you? Again, she repeats, how are you? He doesn't say, and you, very well. What did you hear?
Thank you.
Thank you. So we write, these are the typical socializing expressions in English. So very well, thank you. So
House.
house what? Like a house or can you spell it?
H-O-W.
Good. That symbol is called apostrophe.
Apostrophe. S.
S. How's business is how is business? How's business? How's business? ¿Cómo te va? Okay. How's things? How's life? How's business? How's your brother? How's your mother? How's your baby? How's and then finally, okay, I'm very busy at the moment. Good to hear it. Anyway, see you. See you soon. Did you know these expressions? See you. See you is so typical in English. I mean, see you. Like in text messages, like people write a C and a U. They write see you. That's typical in text messages, chats, and WhatsApp, all that kind of thing. Okay, so that was one of the listenings. So now, for example, here we have another listening. It's on this one. You can't write anything in here, okay, really, but you can have it like in front of you, maybe something like that. So what you have to copy is we are going to hear different times of the day in English in different situations in this order, okay? So we are going to listen to a situation. For example, if you look at this sign, what do you think it is? What is the context in this sign? Sorry?
Train.
The train is in a station. It can be the train station or even the bus station. Like, we use an express to Amsterdam. It may be the express train or the express bus as well. So this is a station. What about this sign, this banner?
Sure.
A shop, for example, the opening hours of a shop from 9 to something, Monday to Saturday. This is the swimming pool, okay? In the gym or whatever, open at, we have to copy the time. The restaurant opens, lunch is served at what time? And finally, this is, well, it's not a TV really, but it's an alarm clock, the alarm clock for waking up in the morning. So now let us listen to these 6 situations. I mean, they don't have numbers, but they are in this order. This, like this, like this. And you have to copy, maybe you can copy them in your notebook or something, okay? Because here you cannot write anything. It's like a picture. So, if you want to repeat the listenings at home, you have the files here, okay?
Two. A. When does a train leave? At 11:05.
B. What time does the shop close? At 5:30.
C. When does the swimming pool open?
At 8:45.
D. What time does the restaurant open? At 7:15.
E. What time is lunch?
At 1:10.
F. What's the time? It's 6:35.
Okay, once again, and then we can check all together.
2. A. When does a train leave? At 11:05.
B. What time does the shop close? At 5:30.
C. When does the swimming pool open?
At 8:45.
D. What time does the restaurant open? At 7:15.
E. What time is lunch?
At 1:10.
F. What's the time? It's 6:35.
Everything okay? Yes? You think so? Okay, so let me just see.
2. A. When does a train leave? At 11:05.
So, what time does the express train leave? 5 past 11. Do you know how to write that? 5 past 11 is like, well, let me write it. Okay, 5 past 11 is read in that direction. Then we have the second one.
B. What time does the shop close? At 5:30.
So
5:30.
5:30. How can we read this time apart from 5:30? That's 5:30 is like this way, but if you read it like that way, 5:30. So in English you can say hours, the hours and the minutes, or the minutes and the hours, in either direction. This is 11:05 or 5 past 11, depending whether you want to be like more technical, like 11:05. That's more like specific.
C. When does the swimming pool open?
At 8:45.
45.
45 and what? So it's like something 45. At 8:45. At 8:45. 8:45. The problem is that she says at 8:45, combining like at 8, at 8, at 8, at 8:45.
D. What time does the restaurant open? At 7:15?
So 7:15 or the other way, 7:15. 7:15. Look, in English you can say 7:15 or even 7:15. Okay, so quarter or a quarter doesn't really matter. It's like optional.
E. What time is lunch?
At 1:10.
2 past 1.
At, sorry?
2 past 1.
No, 10 past 1. Look, if you say this cannot be read 2 past 1. Remember, you have to say 2 minutes past 1. So if the final number, this is 5, 0, 5, 0, then you don't have to say minutes. But if it's a different number, 1, 2, 3, or 4, then you have to say minutes in the middle. Okay, so 2 minutes past 1, because it's like very exact. And then finally the alarm clock.
F. What's the time? It's 6:35.
6:35.
35. If you read it that way, in that direction,
25 to 11.
2, 7. 7. So remember that it's like plus 1, not 6, but 7. Okay. How do you go? I mean, do you find it very hard, or is listening, or it's just like, okay, you have to practice. So that's why you have the listenings there in the platform. If you want to repeat them, they are there. So I mean, we are going to finish because it's like the time really almost. I don't want to be here. Like, do you normally finish a little bit before? I assume, or do you stay here till 10? Okay, I'm just following the same rule. So, is there any question or something about the course or? Okay. So, as I said, como dije antes, ¿no? Voy a hablarlo con Pedro, porque hay muy pocas horas de inglés
Sí,
y
ya,
hace falta más de
ya
alguna forma.
Ya lo comentó que
Entonces, bueno,
tenemos poquísimas, la verdad. Lo digo
como
todo bien. Casi una al mes. ¿No?
una al mes.
Sí, y Pedro dijo que iba a poner más una, iba a poner más horas de inglés.
Es como que dice, bueno, ahora en septiembre ya en octubre otra, noviembre otra, diciembre otra. Entonces, como que muy poco, ¿no? A ver, es verdad que los otros módulos tienen más horas que el de inglés, eso sí es verdad. Pero, ya además que son 2 módulos los que tiene Pedro, y este es uno. Son 2 módulos, a lo mejor tienen 4 horas de clase con él, pero no es el mismo módulo, son 2 módulos diferentes, me parece. No mismo de acuerdo. Entonces, yo voy a hablar con Pedro más probable mañana y para convenir un horario en el que haya un poco más de inglés. ¿Vale?
Cualquier notificación que vaya a poner, hay una opción que ahí lo hacen enviar por correo y eso llega a nosotros al correo.
Al correo, sí.
Porque si tenemos que verlo todos los días
En la plataforma, sí, yo lo tengo Yo también lo tengo así, para como suscrito siempre al foro para que cualquier cosa me venga. Y yo creo que yo lo tengo a ustedes también así, en el foro, como de. Yo tengo una opción como de obligar a todos a escribirse en el foro y así no hay que estar como pendiente, como más rápido. Pero bueno, so meanwhile, what you have to do in the meantime, pues mientras, pues tienes material, el temario de la unidad 1, los vídeos, porque ellos no es que sea obligatorio verlos, están ahí para, como explican algunas partes del temario, el foro. Y las actividades, pues hoy, como va a ser la presentación, tampoco ha dado mucho tiempo a hacerlo, pero bueno, las tienes que ir trabajando y yo iré poniendo las respuestas. Y lo que sí, pues, hombre, el cuestionario, este sí lo podemos hacer ya, el que pone Wada de Cambridge. Este no, este trabaja un poco en la unidad y después ya lo hace. Porque así hacerlo, esto se corresponde con la unidad. Este sí se puede hacer de forma así autónoma.
El examen que va a salir de ese cuestionario.
El examen, no, ninguna pregunta es repetida. Yo no cojo y digo, bueno, pues el cuestionario cojo una aquí, otra aquí, pero son similares, o sea, son del mismo estilo. Por ejemplo, si, como antes, había una pregunta de la hora en inglés, pues en el examen habrá una pregunta de la hora, pero no va a ser la misma que veis aquí. Si aquí en el cuestionario hay una pregunta sobre cómo se dice el número 0 en una, o no sé, cómo se dice el punto en un decimal, que es points, y no en un email, que es dots, o no en ortografía, que es full stop, pues a lo mejor aquí hay una pregunta que dice, ¿cómo se dice el punto en un email? Y aquí es dots. Y en el examen yo te pongo, ¿cómo se dice el punto en un decimal? Pues es points. O sea, no es la misma pregunta, pero es del mismo aspecto, digamos, del tema. Okay, so nothing else? Okay, so have a good night. Okay, and so you can work with the platform, and then we'll be in touch through email and through the sessions here.